Yep, go ahead.
Okay. All right, you guys. So we are super excited about this Zoom tonight. Courtney had messaged me, I don't know if it was last night, I guess it was Friday night, and just really talking about us starting the month off with a Zoom together, just to help everyone get kind of excited, get hyped up, really share some things with you guys that we feel like are the most important things to help you make the most of your month and even future months. So we came together and we talked to some of the other leaders on our team, all who are diamond or above. So if you guys are not ready to take notes, get ready to take notes, because everybody on this Zoom, like I said, is diamond and up, or that's going to be speaking is diamond and up. And so obviously they know what it takes to be successful. So you're going to want to be doing all the things that they're sharing. So we're going to try to keep it short and simple, but you know how that usually goes, especially if I'm talking, because I like to ramble. But we're just really fired up, you guys. Corporate has so many things coming, not just tonight on the family call, but this whole entire month. So the things we're going to share with you are going to go great with the things that corporate is going to be sharing. So first thing that I'm going to share with you guys, and it's like the basic thing, It Works Distributor 101, but it's so simple, but seriously so important for your business, and it's posting. Okay, so no matter what corporate comes out with, no matter what promotions happen, what bonuses there are, you can't do anything with that if you're not talking about the business, if you're not sharing what we have going on and sharing your excitement. So posting needs to be number one of the number one priority. I mean, if you can't do anything else for your business on some days, you need to be posting. And again, I know it sounds so elementary and so simple, you guys, but it's important. Be talking about the products. Be talking about the products you're using. But even more so, and I know I sound like a broken record when I say this, but it is so, so important to be sharing other things besides your business, besides talking about It Works. Like, people want to go to your Facebook page and they want to see you. They want to know who you are, not just It Works, It Works, It Works, It Works. This is your page. So you want to show people the products you're using, but also like what things you enjoy doing when you're not talking about It Works, what, your family, your pets, what your hobbies are. So really make sure that you're sprinkling things in there. Like, I like to start off the day talking about a product, and you guys, like, doing a before and after one day. Maybe the next day you're taking a selfie holding the product you're loving. Maybe you're going to take a picture of, like, just even your hand with like a product in there and just saying something simple. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing every single day, but just tweaking those things very small like that are so important. And then my next post, I'm doing something that's totally random, not about the business. And then the evening, I might do a business post, or I might just do an interaction post. Just changing it up. But if you go to your Facebook page and it's It Works post and It Works post and It Works post, that's not, you want to change that up. And again, I know that seems so simple, but you guys, people are going to be drawn into you and your page more if you're changing it up. If you're showing them that you're not just an It Works robot. They want to get to know you. So really make sure you're doing that. Another thing is, you don't want to be posting and then 3 seconds later you post something else, and then 3 seconds later you post something else, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing all these great It Works posts, and I'm just going to post them boom, 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 all right together. No, you want to space them out, because with Facebook, the more you space out your posts, the more that each one of your posts is going to be getting exposure. And I'm not just talking about like I'm talking about non-It Works posts too. Like, if you're sharing anything on your page or posting anything, it's probably because you like it and you want other people to see it. Well, if you're posting too close together, people aren't seeing your stuff. So like, these are things that you might be thinking, I don't know how this has to do with my business, you guys, but if you're doing an It Works post and then 5 minutes later you're sharing some nonsense you saw on Facebook, you just might as well delete your It Works post, because nobody's going to see it. Like, you're hurting your business. So put up your post, and then hours later, like I do a morning, afternoon, and evening kind of post. So kind of spread them out like that. You don't have to post everything every day. And if you have a post, you're like, dang, that's really good, I wish I want to do that today. Save it on Facebook and use it the next day. So just really make sure you're sharing your excitement, sharing what products you're loving using. If you're not able to use a bunch of products yet, because maybe you're super new, share the products that you're excited to try and why you're excited to try them. If you get a product, take different pictures with it. I know one of the things too you want to try to avoid is going on Pinterest and getting those like kind of like graphics that you can find of the different products with different words all over them that look salesy. Like, honestly, I'm finding the post that I'm getting the most response on is pictures that I'm in myself talking about what I love about the product, or ones that have a color background. Like, even if you're like, whoa, check out her 3-month results, and then like you put their picture in the comments, stuff like that is getting like, I'm just like, those are the kind of posts that I'm really feeling like people are really paying attention to. And like, it's for sure anything that I'm on myself and saying that I'm using and I'm loving, that's definitely getting people's attention. So I hope those were all super helpful, like I said. And if you ever need ideas, go to my page, look at the way I'm posting, and then look at my stuff and say, okay, do I feel like I know who Lindsay is, even though I don't really know her? Do I know some stuff about her, even though I don't really know her? And then go look at your page and say, okay, I just saw how she's posting. Is mine similar to that? And if it's not, tweak it. Like, I'll go to someone else's page sometime and I'll take a post that they did and I'll just edit the wording to make it fit me and add a picture of myself. And that's, seriously, it's that simple, you guys. So if you need ideas, feel free to go to my page and check out what I'm doing. Just get ideas or message me. But I'm just super excited. I hope that was helpful. So I'll quiet now.
Yay. Oh my gosh, that was so good. I feel like little like reminders about posting is always so helpful, even for someone like me who's been in for 4 years. It's so good to hear things that, even though I know, it's just good to hear them again. So awesome. Okay, cool. Judy, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, and then I have to find you to spotlight you. Okay, cool. You are good. Go ahead, girl.
Okay, well, my whole thing with life in general, and especially with this business, is mindset. I think if you're in a positive mindset, you have a lot more going for you than if you're in a negative mindset. And every day I wake up with the attitude of, okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm grateful for. And I am writing down every morning 3 things that I'm grateful for, and then what are my goals for that day. And no, I'm not smart enough to like get up and have a piece of paper ready. So I use the 5-minute journal, and it gives you every page that you just put a date, and it asks you, what are you grateful for? You write down those 3 things, and then you say what your goals are. And I'm guaranteeing you right now, if you do that, your mindset will be so positive, and for the rest of the day, which, because this business, you get a lot of no's, you get a lot of crickets, and you're like up against the wall, and you need that positive mindset to keep yourself up above all of that, because you're going to get no's. We all get no's. But when you get those, if you go back to the beginning of the day and say, okay, what am I grateful for? And usually in my grateful list is this business, because I am so grateful that I was asked to do this. But I do have a challenge for everybody today, because everybody, well, some know that I like Hocus Pocus, and August is the 8th month of the year, and the number 8 in numerology brings you to what it means, which is power, strength, ambition, and abundance, and goals. So knowing all of that about the number 8, and this being 8th month, and also it's an auspicious number in the Chinese culture, I'm going to challenge each and every one of you to come up with how you're going to use that 8, because it's a lucky number. Are you going to sign up 8 DTs? Are you going to sign up 8 LCs? Are you going to do 4 and 4? Are you going to do 8, 8 and 8? Something with the power of that 8 in your month to make you just as auspicious, powerful, and goals and abundance and everything coming to you. Can you do that? Because I guarantee you, if you do the grateful thing in the mornings and make your goals and then play on that auspicious number 8, your business is going to change.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny that you said that, because when I was making my goals for August, for whatever reason, I was trying to figure out how many rubies I wanted new on my team. And for whatever reason, the number 8 kept sticking out. And I was like, all right, we're going to go with 8 new rubies. And I had no idea why. And you said that, and I'm like, ooh, it's a little bluish. I like it.
Yeah, I like Hocus Pocus, so that's what I go on.
I love it.
Fine.
I
Always.
I love it. Yeah, your mindset is so, so, so important with this business. If you're in a crappy mindset, guess what? You're gonna get crappy results that whole entire day. And I promise you, any leader on this team will tell you if you're in a bad mindset and you say, hey, either I'll do self-development or I'll send messages, 100% of us are gonna say, go fix your mindset because your messages are gonna
Right.
get you nothing.
Right.
So,
And I always take myself back to when I joined and when I think I've had a bad month, like July was just all over the place. And I took myself back to last July because I've been in a year and I made $9 last year in July. Well, I've came a long way because I've been diamond and above, or not above diamond, but diamond. So my checks were much more than $9. And that's what I take myself back and say, look how far you've come. Keep going. So
yeah.
if you just remember why you started and how you started and what it was like, you know you've came a long way.
It's so, so true. It's so true.
Mhm.
Every day when you feel a little bit upset about where your business is, look at where you started. And even
Right.
myself, and I'm Lindsay too, I'm sure as a presidential, we have days where we're like, gosh darn it, like I wish I was further. But then we go back to the day we started and we're like, man, we just wanted like an extra $100 a month. And now look at us.
I
So
know.
just always remember that you are so much further than you were when you started. And
Right.
if you gave up on it now, you'd go back to nothing. So like just keep going at it and it's gonna take you so, so far. Okay, cool. Thank you
Power
so much.
break.
Power of 8. All right. Muting you, Judy. Brianna, I'm coming to you. I just unmuted you. I'm spotlighting you now. All right. Go ahead, girlfriend.
Hi. Okay, so I wrote some notes, so I'm looking down for that reason. I'm gonna touch on a few things like kind of in one. But first I want to talk about sealing the deal and like hitting walls. Like if you're in a conversation and you just feel like you can't get through it. I like to always ask a question at the end of every message. So for example, like, hey girl, I saw your comment on my skinny coffee post. I'd love to get you started on a 90-day challenge between black coffee and creamy cappuccino. Which one is your style? So you can just kind of keep the conversation flowing that way if you're always asking a question at the end. And you know, sometimes that can be hard, but some people, like if you just say, you know, hey, I saw your comment on my coffee post, they don't really know what to ask you. So if you're asking all the questions for them, it just kind of, you know, stops you from hitting those walls, and it just kind of flows and it makes it just less awkward for both of you. Then you can also flow into like the retail and LC price, and then you're kind of already on that like monthly post, so you're just like flowing into the loyal customer program that way. And then you're already dropping like the loyal customer word a few times. So if you're, you know, you're already talking about it, you also want to ask them like what they have a monthly goal of and like a monthly budget. So, you know, you're already dropping month, you're already dropping loyal customer, and then you can flow into talking about that and get them signed up as a loyal customer. Way easier than just being like, you know, oh wait, like that's the price, but I need to tell you all about this now. Also, I wanted to talk about getting personal with the customer so you can keep them for longer than just 3 months. If you don't know your customer's goal and you don't know like what their likes and dislikes are, you really just don't know anything, because if you have someone that wants to lose like 100 pounds and you're just selling them coffee, they're probably going to be disappointed. And, you know, it's nothing that, you know, you did wrong, but just get to know them first, and then it'll just turn out to be just, I feel like it's always better. But, you know, if you have somebody that doesn't like pills, then you already know that before you get them started. Then I'm trying to see, it just can be easily avoided in a very like short personal conversation. Like you don't have to talk to them for an hour, but it can just be easily avoided. And it's one problem I found that like even I had problems with, that I could go back and just avoid way easier if I just talked to them about it first. And then in result, customer kept. Are you waving at me? Oh, I saw Lindsay, sorry. And then I want to talk about following up. So I like following up a lot, but I don't do it to where I'm like pushing people away, but I don't just follow up on Follow Up Friday. So I like to follow up probably like twice a week with people. And then I also want to talk about following up with customers, like your loyal customers before their next auto shipment. Because here's something that you can easily avoid, that if you have somebody that like got coffee and Thermifite X, And then you follow up with them before their next auto shipment, and they don't like the Thermophyte XX, but they're going to just go and delete it. You can stop them from doing that and losing that volume, and then you can get them to maybe like the cleanse or something else. So then you're not only not losing that volume or maybe losing a whole customer, but then you're adding some more volume in, and then you're probably keeping a customer for life or for a long time. And with me doing all of those things, I'm finding customers actually messaging me now, keeping me posted with their goals and their journey, and sending me pictures, testimonies, and everything like that. So just feel like it's helping a lot.
Oh my God. I love that. Sorry, did I cut you off? Go ahead.
Nope. That's
Okay.
it.
I love that you touched on ending every single message with a question, because so many times, think of like if you're in an awkward conversation with someone and they're like, yeah, my day was good. And you're like, okay, great. Like, I don't know what to say back to you. Like, I don't know how to keep this going. And a lot of times people want to know, but they don't want to ask a dumb question. How many times, like, think back to when you were in school and you had a question, but then in the back of your mind, you're like, is that a dumb question? Like, is it like, should I not ask that? So they don't ask anything. So when you ask those questions and get the conversation flowing, they feel a lot more comfortable with you, and you asking questions about them and their goals. And okay, do you exercise? What are your eating habits like? Are you stressed off? And those types of things, they're like, okay, she wants to get to know me and make sure the plan is best for me, and not just, okay, great, here's one product, done. So Lindsay, are you holding your hand up because you want to say something?
I thought you were.
All right, I just unmuted you, I think.
Well, I just wanted to add something really quick because Brianna was talking about the follow-ups and stuff, and I like wanted to be honest about something. And sometimes I get really, really, really nervous to follow up with people because I'm afraid that they're going to say they're not liking their products. And sometimes I like talk myself out of doing it because I'm like, oh, like this person, they seemed really nervous before they started and they seemed really skeptical, and I'm afraid I'm going to message them and they're going to say like hate it and they want to cancel. And if I just ignore them instead, maybe they just won't say anything. But guys, like then I tell myself, okay, if I like message them and ask them how it's going and they tell me they don't like it, that gives me the opportunity to say, okay, what are you not liking? What's going on? And recommend something different. And I can turn it around and help them find something they love and potentially have them be a customer for life. Whereas if I don't go check back with them, I look like a big jerk because it's like, oh, I just got the sale and I didn't even see how things were going if they liked it. And if they hate it, they're probably going to just stop after their 3 months. So just try to think about that too. Like, and I'm probably not the only one that gets nervous to follow up for those reasons. But just remember, like, it's a 3-month program. So if you message them and are not really happy with the first product, that gives lots of room to find out what they're not liking and to help us find something that they are going to like and that's going to work for them. So just know that it doesn't have to be scary to say they're not particularly a fan of something, because you can always we have so many great products. You can find something different. So.
Yeah, for sure. That's so good to remember. I know so many people have been through that where they're like, I'm afraid for them to say like, oh my God, I hate the Thermophyte X. And if you ignore it, you're like, well, it'll just like the next 2 months will pass and then I don't have to worry about it. But you guys, what if you text them and they're like, girl, like this Thermophyte X isn't my thing. And then you're like, okay, well, let's try coffee. Guess what? You just boosted it from 30 BV to 60. And then they're probably be like, heck yeah, this coffee's bomb. And then they're in it for life. You guys, let me tell you this story real quick and then we'll move on to Mandy. But I had a girl who she wanted to do, I don't even remember what her first product was. I honestly couldn't tell you. And the second month she was like, girl, like this is just not working for me. And I was like, okay, so let's try something completely different. She told me she was struggling with stress, switched her to Confianza. She's taken it faithfully, had an auto ship run for 1.5 years. She's like, I will never go a day without this stuff. And because I messaged her, even though I knew that she was a little bit iffy about the weight loss stuff in the beginning, now I have a customer for life. So just remember that when you're scared to message people, because you never know what's going to happen. So, okay, I'm going to unmute you, Mandy. Are you under Amanda? Let me find your face. You're under Mandy Williams. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't unmute Amanda. Okay, here we are. I unmuted you. Go ahead.
Okay. First off, really quick, can you hear me? Because apparently I'm surrounded by a million tree frogs that are all around me.
I can hear the frogs, but I can also hear you.
There's like one straight in front of me, one to the right, one to the left, and I also just heard a coyote like down in the woods.
Oh, good.
So I just want to make sure you guys
so
can
we have
hear
lots of nature. I love it. All right, great. We have some
Yes.
nice background.
But this is my only quiet place, and I'm still surrounded by chaos and noise.
I love
So
it.
anyways, okay. I have a couple things that I want to talk about that are like my favorite things to talk about. And so I kind of like say a bunch, and I'm going to try to speak as fast as I can, but hit a lot of key points. So the one thing that I want to say really quick is that like in this business, that my favorite part is there is no secrets. Like this is literally it. Like there's nothing crazy that we're doing. There's nothing different that we're doing. We're just taking all the little key things and plugging them in and doing them. So the one thing that I want to talk about is host to post. It's like the secret sauce to your business. And I feel like it covers like 75 to 80% of your business. Like it does all of our tasks almost in one. And I remember whenever I first started, like I remember getting all my warm market, like I signed up 26 people in like my first month. And I remember covering like all the people that I knew. And I'm like, great, now what do I do? And we kind of like did like amateur host to post whenever I first started. And it was like nothing compared to what it is now. So what you have now is amazing. Some things that I feel like we kind of forget about is like we always do these like really cool like, okay, drop your favorite color, or like what's this, like birthday, blah blah blah. You don't have to just use those. Like you can take a post that has nothing to do with host to post and turn it into being for your host to post. For instance, like those really stupid pictures of the flip-flops, and they're like, what color is this? Is it black and blue, or is it this color? And they blow up. You can go through and message those people and just be like, hey, I'm doing this awesome giveaway. I seen that you commented on something. I know that we're friends. Like, would you want to throw this up? And I can put you into a giveaway for blah, 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 blah. Like you can ask those people and you can be creative about it. You can get creative and put stuff in your stories and just go through. You don't have to do anything about a host to post. And you can reach out to these people because they're not your cold market anymore. They're not a cold message anymore because they know who you are. They're seeing it. They're commenting. They know your face. Then, let's see, where else? I lost my train of thought. Okay, so then, like, okay, something that I feel like a lot of people get stuck on is they get like 5 to 10 hosts to post up. And then they get like maybe, I'm going to say 10 people like comment on these posts and they're like, hey, I want to try it. And then they reach out to them and they talk to them and then they're like, oh, and they kind of like fall off the face of the earth. And you're like, hello, like, weren't you interested in the coffee? Are you going to get this? And they're gone. And then they're like, host to post just doesn't work. Like, I promise you, these people are going to come back because you're going to keep posting, like Lindsay said earlier, about all these products that you like. And you're going to brag about how amazing it is and how good you feel drinking the salted caramel and how your best friend lost all this weight. Then they're going to be like, okay, I'm ready to order this. So I promise you, like, they do come back. Like, don't get in your head, like, just these people commented and then that's it and I didn't get any luck from it. So, like, host to post just doesn't work, because it does. You just got to be consistent. And then something that Lindsay was saying about, like, posting, like, we do have this, like, awesome thing. If you, like, see a post, click the little 3 dotted lines and save it. You can save it for later, because she was saying, like, don't post constantly back to back over and over again. Okay, so my next thing that I really wanted to talk about was reaching out to people. So, like, it's always no unless you ask, no matter what. Like, it's always going to be no. They're never going to say anything. It's always no until you ask them. Asking people to be distributors and then drop it down to asking to be a customer. So, like, how I said you can go on them, like, flip-flop things and comment them and ask them if they want to be a host to post. Go through those people and, like, go to their page, look at their page, see if there's someone that you'd want to work with that you think, you know, like, they do good, they post stuff, they're, like, nice, they're not being stupid on Facebook, and ask them if they'd ever thought about doing the business with you. Because that's, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's gold. Like, that's just what you need to do. And then if they're like, no, like, I'm really sorry, be like, oh, like, I just had one more spot. Like, would you want to, like, I don't know, interest in the coffee, or have you ever been interested in losing weight or whatever? And just tell them, like, you're helping one of your new girls get a shopping spree. And then they will go from there and ask you that. And then make sure, like, before you message them, to go interact on their page before you all of a sudden just go. And then something else that, like, whenever you're planting that seed in their head and you're asking them, like, hey, Lindsay, do you want to be a distributor? Like, I just kind of thought that you would be good. Like, I just think you'd be awesome. And Lindsay's like, no, like, that's just not for me. But then I planted this little seed in her bug, and it's kind of art in her head. But it's kind of like whenever you want a brand new car and you really just want this car, and then after you want it and you've already seen it, and then you, like, go through and you're, like, driving around and you see, like, a million of these cars all over the place. So that's what they're thinking. Every time they see your post, they're like, I actually could do good at this. Like, maybe I should give it a try. So that's my reaching out. Then I have a little thing about time management. So you have to figure out like what works for you to sit down and do your business. So like for me, myself, me sitting on the couch, picking up my phone, I'm going to scroll. Like I'm not going to work. I know it. So like for me, I just feel like I have to sit on the computer. If you cannot sit in front of the TV and look up and figure out who Paw Patrol Chase is how he's going to save Chickaletta, do not sit on the phone and try to work in front of the TV. Like find a different place, go by yourself, sit on the computer, do something different and put that time in, because then you're just going to sit there and like repeat all this crap. And you're like, wow, like I'm not figuring anything out. I'm not getting anywhere. This business isn't working. No, it's you're not working because you're not putting the actual work in and sitting down and doing it. Let's see. What else was I wanting to say? Oh, pretend like you have to clock in. That's been like my new thing, and I swear it's working because I'm like, okay, I have this time to this time. I'm gonna sit on the computer. I'm gonna get as much stuff as I can, and I'm not allowed to clock out until this time. My last thing that I want to talk about is perk points, and you want to teach this to your team because now that we're helping like our brand new distributors get their shopping spree, like this is something that you want to teach them to do. We have this awesome thing on reports. It's called perk points. You click the perk points and it literally tells you so-and-so has this many perk points to spend. And I just message them at the end of the month. We all get on a Zoom together and we just go through and message all of our perk points and just tell them like, hey, you have this much money and free money. Like, do you need help using it? Like, is there something that you want to try? And all they have to pay is tax and shipping. And they can't use it on promotional things. But something with perk points is every single order that they place and they have an auto ship on, they earn 10% back. After 6 months, this is awesome. After 6 months, they get $50 free. Like they don't have to do anything extra. It just like automatically goes into their account and they have 50 bucks. If they keep it on for a year, not only are they getting their 10% accumulated the entire time, they get an extra 150. So like I go through and I have people that have 200, 300 and something points and they just save them up and then they buy like a huge giant package. So whenever I have someone that messages me and they're just like, hey, like I think I want to cancel, like can you guys help me turn off my order? I look back and I'm like, okay, you've ordered for 4 or 5 months. Like you only need 1 more month and you're going to get extra $50. Like, are you sure you want to cancel or you want to keep it for 1 more month and go ahead and get $50 more? So I don't like want to lose someone that way. That is what I had on that. But then I had one more thing that I just want to like end my whole thing with. Lindsay's laughing at me. Is like God puts us through all different types of challenges so that we can tell other people how to get through them. So like whatever you're going through, yeah, it's a challenge, but you have to think every single leader on here has gone through something. You're probably going through something different, but I'm telling you that like God put you through it so that you can tell other people how to get through it. And like, it's just little things and it can be something big and something small, but I'm just telling you that that's why. And I'm done.
Oh my gosh.
Did I get it in 10 minutes?
You did. I think you did it in like 6. Like you killed it. Gosh, Lindsay.
Right, you're really needy. Like we are not in school. This is not virtual learning.
Yeah.
Put your hand in.
All right. You're unmuted. Yes.
I know, but I unmute myself and I need to get your guys' attention. And I don't even know if it's allowed that I'm like asking to say things. But I wanted to say, when Mandy was talking about if you message someone and them, they never thought about doing what you do, and they say, oh no, it's not for me. You guys don't just say, okay, like have a great day, but ask them and say, oh, like, you know, no worries, and just be like, I'm just curious, like, why do you feel it's not something for you? Or say about the product, like, oh no, thanks, I'm not interested, and that kind of stuff. And say why, ask why, because whenever you do that, like that person can say, oh, well, I heard that you have to like spend a bunch of money every month, or I don't know a lot of people. And that gives you the opportunity to kind of debunk what they're saying. And you could turn someone that said, no, that's not for me, into someone that's like, okay, you know what? Like, this is nothing like I thought. Like, I totally want to try it. So I just wanted to add that, like, don't just stop, because I'm guilty of it too, you guys. And sometimes I'll be like, okay, they said no, but whatever, I asked them, I did what they said and I asked, but they're not interested. What can I do? Ask the questions and find out what it is, because I feel like 9 out of 10 times, the reason that it's not for them is because of something that totally isn't real. And you can turn someone, and maybe they're not going to say yeah, but like Mandy said, you're planting that bug in their ear, and they're going to start keep seeing your posts. And the more that after you talk to them, they're going to start noticing your posts even more than they did before. and it's only a matter of time before they're going to jump in. So
Yeah, it's so true, you guys. Like, so many times people have like the thought in their head about this business of something that's not true. Like, I had someone tell me, she's like, well, I know you need to spend like 10,000 on inventory and then do like parties 3 times a week. And I was like, no, like that's not a thing. But also, you guys, if you ask them like, hey, like, can you just tell me what, like, why you're not thinking it's for you? And they're like, oh, it's just like not my thing. Like, I'm just not interested. It's so easy to say, oh my gosh, like no worries at all. Thank you so much for your time. I'm doing a free giveaway this month for blank. It's totally free to enter. Did you want to get entered? Guess what? There's a host to post and you can get customers or distributors or whatever out of that. So talking to people is super, super important. So thank you, Mandy, for all of your tips. I just love hearing you speak because you're just so like straight facts, like straight to the point. And I'm just like, yes, all right, yes, I got it. Like you're no emotion and I love it. So I'm going to touch on probably a hot button for a lot of people where you're going to be like, oh, don't tell me that. But it's okay. I'm going to do it anyways. So the thing that I want to touch on is feeling like you're working but not seeing the results. And I'm going to tell you 99% chance of why that's happening is because you're not being consistent. So a lot of times people on my team will say, oh, I've tried host to post. It's not working for me. And I'm like, okay, how many host posts did you get up today? Most of the time when they message me, it's because they got up like 8 host to posts that day and they didn't get any customers. I'm like, okay, cool. How many posts have you gotten up in the past week? And they're like, well, my 8 from today. You guys, whether it's host to post, posts, growing your network, stories, whatever it is, you have to be consistent. You can't do it one day and then the next day be like, oh, I'm just tired. Like, I'll do it tomorrow. Like, it's fine. Like, I'll just take off today. It's not a big deal. Like, I'm my own boss. How many of you have used that as an excuse of why you're not doing something? Because you're like, well, I'm my own boss. So like, it's fine. Like, no one's going to yell at me. Well, no one is going to yell at you. Nothing's going to happen. You're not going to be fired. However, when the 8th comes of next month and you see your paycheck, remember the days that you were lazy and didn't want to do the things. Because if you are not showing up every single day, your paycheck is not going to show as if it did. If you work a full-time job, could you tell your boss 2 times a week or 3 times a week, I'm tired. Like, I watched one too many Netflix shows last night, so like I didn't sleep great. So like, I'm just going to take today off, but like, don't change my pay at all. And like, also if you could give me a raise, that'd be great. Like, just, like it's fine. Just like a couple of days off a week every week is not a big deal. You guys, your boss would be like, you're an idiot. Like, what do you think is happening? So your boss would not allow that, but we're allowing it for ourselves. So you guys, please remember that your business needs to be shown love to every single day. It is very, very true that there is no boss. There's nobody that's going to fire you. But something that somebody said to me is they said, work as if Mark could fire you. Or work as if your favorite top leader sat in your office and watched everything you did. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that was like a slap in the face because there were some days where I'm like, Mark would for sure fire me today because like I didn't send a single message. I haven't signed a customer in weeks. Like I don't even know what I'm doing. How many of you have had those days? But you guys, think of what this business could do for you if you decided to show up every single day. Because you guys, you feel that momentum when you work every single day for 5 days. You're like, all right, I'm getting it. Like people are talking to me. We got things going. But then it's like something crazy happens. And then you take 3 days off and then you're like, well, shoot, like what happened to everyone? You need to show up every single day. You guys, it's just like, I told this story on a Zoom a couple weeks ago. I had killed a plant. Okay. Classic me. I forgot to water it for like 6 days. Okay. It died. Apparently I had a very hardy plant because I was like, well, I'm just going to water it and see what happens. So I was like, I'm just going to water it for a week and like, we'll just see. So day 1, nothing happened. Day 2, nothing happened. Day 3, I was like, I think it's coming back to life. Like it doesn't look very dead. Day 4, there was a flower. Okay. Day 5, it's like, it's a full on live plant now. And I'm kind of regretting it. It was a lot easier when it was dead. I didn't have to water it. However, you guys, this business is like that. If you decide to water it one day and then not for a week, you're not going to get any momentum. You're not going to get anything going. And you're going to have days where you feel like you're putting your all into it. You're watering it. You're doing all the things and you're like, what the heck? Where are the results? But when you put that effort in every single day, day in and day out, and you work based off of what you want and not just how you feel, crazy things are going to happen. You're going to wake up one day and be like, holy crap, like all the stuff on my dream board, I did it. You guys, I went through my phone a couple months ago found a dream board I made back in 2018. Would you believe all but one I did? All but one. And when I made that dream board in 2018, I felt like it was crazy. Every single thing on there, I was like, there is no chance I will ever have any of this stuff. But like, let's make our dream board. How many of you have felt like that? Where like someone told you to do something, you're like, okay, but like not gonna happen. You guys, put the effort in, and one day you will wake up and you're living your dream life and you're like, what the heck just happened? So just know that. But the other thing that I want to talk about is showing up for yourself and your team. Go on every single Zoom that you see. If you guys don't know, I post it every single week. I do a team Zoom every single Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on this Zoom with this password. Okay? There are family calls every single Sunday. There's one in 20 minutes. There's Show Me the Money calls on Monday. There's tons of different Zooms, power hours, be in the Vision Casters page. There's tons of different things happening. But you guys, it's so important to be on them because you never know what Zoom is going to tell you one little thing that changes everything for you. You never know if that Zoom is going to reignite that fire that you need, because you guys, it's so easy in this business to get discouraged if you have 2 bad days in a row, right? If you have 2 days where you're like, I feel like I'm doing everything and nothing's coming together, like what the heck? Like, what is this even worth it? Am I even good enough for this? Is this what I'm supposed to do? And then you question everything, right? These Zooms are so important. How many put a 1 in the chat if you're like feeling a little bit, you're like, all right, I think I can do this. Like, I feel a little bit more fired up than I was this morning, right? Every Zoom gets you a little bit better. Every Zoom fires you up. Every Zoom is going to do a little bit for you. So if you get a little bit every single day, you're going to be a little bit more motivated every single day. But you guys, if you go away for 2 weeks and you're not on a single Zoom, guess what? It's really freaking easy to be like, not for me. Like, the business just isn't working. Newsflash, you're not working. Business works. If the business did not work, there would not be so many people retired from the or from their full-time jobs. There would not be so many people that lives have changed. So you have to show up for the Zooms because they will change everything for you. And how I want to end this, I want to tell whoever is a diamond and up right now, we are doing a leadership Zoom tomorrow night. You will get a message from Lindsay or I about what time and the Zoom ID and all of that. But we thought it'd be really cool to let somebody who's not a diamond and up come on the Zoom. So here's the thing. We will post about it in Freedom Wrappers, but whoever signs the most loyal customers from now until 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, we'll do, Lindsay, 8 p.m. Eastern, or should we do 6 to give it like time? I don't know. We'll do 6 p.m. Eastern. From now, okay, yeah, Lindsay's like this. From now until 6 p.m. Eastern, whoever signs the most loyal customers gets to be on our Diamond and Up Zoom. So if you are not a Diamond and Up and you're like, I want to know, what do these leaders talk about? Like, how many of you are like, I just want to be on a fly on the wall for these things. Like, let me get in on this. So whoever signs the most customers from now to 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll make some sort of post in Freedom Wrappers so you can know about this. We'll start it at 9 p.m. Eastern today through 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And I'm just so excited to have somebody who's not a Diamond and Up just feel the love of being a Diamond and Up, feel the love of being in that leadership Zoom. So I'm just super excited about that. Leaders, Diamonds and Up, please keep an eye out for your messages. It might come from me. Check your request folder if we're not friends on Facebook. But I hope this was super, super helpful for you. Let Lindsay or I know if these are things that you would want us to do more of, more like everyone just hanging out talking, because I think it's so important to just have that team camaraderie where we're all just hanging out, being good friends, and just sharing our tips with everyone. So hope you guys have the best Sunday ever, and I'm so dang excited to see what Mark announces in like 20 minutes. So hope you guys have the best Sunday. Keep an eye out for the posts in Freedom Wrappers, Diamonds and Up. Check your inbox, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.